2024 election is probably the most controversial election that we have had. The country seems to be at ends at each other, divided over every topic. So that got me thinking, if my generation is the next voting generation, who would they vote for in this election, and why? Alright, today we're here with?
Noah Mannix.
The question is, if you could vote, who to vote for and why?
I'm gonna vote for. I would vote for President Trump.
How come?
I would vote for him because he had the most secure border as far as our southern border is concerned, and also had the economy way better than it had ever been under a Democratic president.
Is there any specific policies that you agree with, or is it just off that?
Well, his policies on how he, instead of just, he consults experts in a field before he makes any decisions. His foreign policies I disagree with slightly. But overall, I'd say he has the most experience as in business, in the economy, in foreign areas of any president.
Today we are here with?
Luke Iverson.
The question is, if you could vote, who do you vote for and why?
Donald Trump, because, when he was president, everything was at all-time low, no inflation, good gas prices, and, he just made everything better, no new wars. And they're eating the cats and dogs. They're eating the cats and dogs.
I would vote for Donald Trump because I feel as if the Republican Party is better than the Democratic all around. I don't think Kamala has it together quite as much as Donald Trump does. So overall, I just think Trump is a better asset.
Is there any primarily policies that you agree with?
I really like the gun policies. That's really one that I stand by, and I'm not really too big on it, but if I were, that's probably it. That would take me. That got me.
The question is, if you could vote, who do you vote for and why?
Personally, I think I'd vote for Kamala just because I like her as a person better. Trump is very aggressive when he talks, and I feel like that is just not the kind of leadership that I would want.
Is there any specific policies that you agree with Kamala, or is it purely off character?
I prefer her Roe v. Wade policies more than Trump's, but it's mostly character.
Timothy Walz.
Timothy Walz. Why Timothy Walz?
He has experience in the military. He believes in the same stuff I do. He doesn't lie. He's a good man.
Is there any specific beliefs that you want to press upon?
I think his dealing with abortion and underage people, like giving them condoms and stuff, is very nice. I think his border policies are good, and I think his policies on marijuana are very good too.
The question is, if you could vote, who to vote for and why?
I'd vote for Donald Trump. I just think that moving forward, he's done well in the past, and I think he'll do well in the future.
Is there any specific policies or things that Donald Trump has done that you agree with?
I really like how he's thinking about lowering taxes and really helping the economy grow.
Trump, because he's orange. That's my reasoning.
Is there any policies you agree with, or is it just because he's orange?
Just because he's orange, and he's like Daddy Trump, so you know what I mean?
So Trump is your daddy?
Trump is my daddy, yeah. He's big and orange.
Okay.
I would vote for Kamala Harris. Her policies are just better than Trump's. I think Trump and JD Vance are just terrible people. They're massive liars. And over several years, Trump has just changed his beliefs constantly. Like back in the 90s, he was pro-choice. And then he says, abortion is completely, is bad. It should not be done at all. And then now he's saying it's okay in scenarios. He keeps changing his policies. He keeps changing his ideas. And one of the best constants, I think, is just the Democratic Party. It's just better overall, I believe.
Is there any specific policies that you agree with Kamala?
Not off the top of my head. I'm pro-choice. I feel like that should be a government thing. Roe versus Wade, it should be a country thing. It's the choice of the person. It's a human right, and I don't think it should be up to the states. That's one I'm really big about. Yeah.
So you think it should be a federal issue?
Yes, it should be a federal issue, not a state issue.
Awesome. Thank you. The question is, if you could vote, who to vote for and why?
I would vote for none of the political parties because I think they're all dog water and we can do so much better as a country. Yay!
Vote for JD Vance because he's very confident, he is mature, and he made really good points in the Vice President debate.
So if JD Vance was solely running for president, you'd vote for him?
Yes.
The question is, if you could vote, who you vote for and why?
They're both okay, but I'd say Kamala.
How come Kamala?
I really don't want to become a woman in the 1800s and have to fold clothes and not have any rights again.
What policies of Kamala do you agree with?
I don't look into politics all that much, so I just know the basic level things. But if I remember right, she's gonna help with, LGBTQ plus stuff and make sure discrimination isn't as prevalent. But I'm not sure, so don't quote me on that.
And then you said something about Trump making it have women live in the 1800s. Could you elaborate on that? Because from my knowledge, I haven't seen anything of him directly saying women will do this. Is there any sources or anything that you've seen that makes you believe that way?
It's not. That was probably an over dramatic. He probably won't, actually do that. But I think, was it Project 2025? It's going to limit the rights of a lot of people, especially, I'm white, as you can probably tell, but kicking out immigrants that, have made a living here but haven't gotten the legal stuff. That's not related to the women thing, but it's something I don't agree with.
Who do you vote for and why?
Trump, because he survived a gunshot.
Is there any policies or beliefs that you agree with him that would make him a worthy candidate?
Yeah, everything.
Okay.
Also better than Kamala Harris.
What about Kamala Harris wouldn't be ideal for a president?
She said that there were no active duty troops anywhere, and then there was a video of a platoon somewhere in Europe.
Donald Trump, because he's a really good businessman. He's done a lot of good things for the country, and I like Donald Trump. And I think Kamala Harris is a fake black person. She's actually Indian.
Is there any specific policies or anything that you side with Trump?
He saved our veterans. He saved our soldiers.
All right, today we are here with
Alana McAdam.
The question is, if you could vote, who to vote for and why?
I would vote for Trump because I feel like he has better ideas and morals for our country.
Is there any policies or anything you agree with specifically?
Housing, immigration, I don't know.
I would personally vote for Trump just because with Kamala Harris and Biden, the inflation has been going up a lot. And also paying a lot of taxes in middle class is very hard. And Trump kind of helps the middle class more in that case rather than the lower class or the higher class.
Trump, because when he was in office, the economic state of our country was a lot better. There's a few other reasons, but...
What other reasons would you say?
In my opinion, he was just a better president.
I would vote for Trump because in one of his recent claims, he said he'd try to make the state of Jefferson a thing, and that would make Northern California, Southern Oregon, and parts of Idaho into its own state, and we'd be a wealthier state. We'd be able to tax Southern Cali on the upper stack.
Is there any specific policies or anything you agree with, or purely off of that?
Mostly the state of Jefferson. Some of his policies are nice, and I agree with a lot of them, but for the most part, mainly state of Jefferson.
Trump. Donald Trump.
How come?
Because I want to be able to afford nice stuff.
Yeah, and because he can actually articulate his words.
Is there any specific policies you guys agree with, or?
I'm thinking...
Not falling downstairs.
I would vote for Trump because he's a very good president and he's done very good things.
What policies and good things would you say he has done?
He has, I don't know, but I know he's a good president. He's good. He's a good man.
Vote for Kamala Harris. She is pro-abortion, which is one of the big things that Trump is against, and a lot of women are dying because of the abortion ban in many states, as well as she's trying to fucking trying to do something with taxes. I can't remember. And I would not go for Trump because he's a convicted felon. He's done a lot of things that if it was just a regular person, people would not be okay with. But since he's big and president, people are like, oh yeah, no, he's good, but he shouldn't be in a place of power at all. Kamala is also trying to bring down the mortgage rates for a lot of people, especially in like the lower income like families and all that.
You said Trump wants to ban all abortions, right? But did you see if he supports Project 2025? Because that's...
Dude, I don't know about Project 2025, okay?
Okay, I'll just let you know, like in the debate, he said nothing about like he wants to do a whole ban. He wants it to stay at a state level.
State,
Do you
yeah.
think it should be a federal level?
I think anybody should be allowed to get an abortion. Doesn't matter what state you're in. Anybody, if you need it, you should be able to get it.
Okay, just wanted clarification. That makes sense. Okay, thank you.
I would vote for Donald J. Trump because I think Kamala Harris is bullshit. Oh,
no, you're good.
Oh, and she tries to persuade people with how she acts in different like areas. Like if she go down south, she'll act more southern. But if she's up north, she's more of a white person than she is trying to be like her real self. So that's why.
Is there any specific policies that you agree with, or is it just merely because of the character that she is?
Just mainly because of the character, honestly. I don't really respect it, and Trump has just been honest throughout his whole candidacy and everything else that he's been through.
Cheeseburger. If you could vote, who would you vote for and why?
I'd vote for, I don't know, I forgot the names, but we'll go with Holly and Ari.
No, for President of the United States.
Me.
How come?
Because I'd be a great president. Oh, you stop that. Oh, I'm seeing things. But see, I'm a great president. I'll show you the world. I'll give free gas. Not free gas, but I'll make it cheaper.
How would you make it cheaper, Cheeseburger?
We'll just lower the price by like a couple cents.
Valid. Put it there. Cheeseburger. That's it. In conclusion, it was evident that Trump was the one that got most voted in my high school. Obviously, there were some Kamala responses, but overall, on a grand scheme of things, it was evident that most kids my age do not really know much about politics or about the policies they support. They just say they support a candidate without completely knowing why they support that candidate, maybe based off of character or things their parents say. But what the important thing that I think we should take out of this is we need to figure out who we are voting for and why we are voting for them. Because an election isn't just based off of character, it's based off of policies that will shape this country. I've heard it a good way. It's like an election, a voting, engaging in politics is like a game of chess for your country. So overall, it was a good run. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment who you would vote for. Thank you.